Today on ELN Morning.
The cleanup continues. How life in Smith Residence Hall is going to look a little different.
We found one app that will help you stay over-organized and under budget.
And it's fall convocation day, but do people even know who's speaking?
James Cameron.
All that and more.
ELN Morning starts right now. Good morning, Elon, and thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Maya Eaglin.
And I'm Alex Hager. We begin this morning with our continuing coverage of the vandalism on Smith Residence Hall.
That's right, damage control continues throughout the hall after it was vandalized and flooded. As a result, 23 students are now living somewhere else.
And since the vandalism and flooding over the weekend, some new security measures are being put in place. Our Jackie Pascal has more on the changes.
It was just another Saturday night for freshman Jake Groves when he came home to this.
And then we walk into our room and there's 2 inches of water with our whole rug is submerged.
This flooding was caused by a urinal ripped from the wall of the first floor of Smith Residence Hall. To prevent mold growth, a machine is working to heat and dry the hall, displacing 23 students. Groves is now living in Danley H.
It's not the end of the world, but definitely different than living like in the room, which is like our home now, basically.
The total cost of the damage is unknown, according to Dean of Students John Dooley. He was unavailable for an interview, but told Elon News Network new security measures are being implemented in the dorm, including security cameras and increased police walkthroughs.
Obviously, like having a constant police presence on our floor, basically us being babysat, is not something we want, especially the kids that have been respectful of the dorm.
Parents like to see the lived-in dorm they left after move-in. Grove's family will miss that this family weekend.
And I'd love for them to see my room and like where I actually live, but it is what it is.
Dooley says no one has claimed responsibility for the vandalism in the hall yet, so the cost of the damages remains up in the air. Jackie Pascal, ELN Morning.
Dooley says he hopes students will be back in their rooms in Smith sometime over the weekend. For continuing coverage on the damages and relocation, go to elonnewsnetwork.com.
Moving on to national news. In Las Vegas, the pieces are still being put together 4 days after the worst mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The shooting on Monday left 58 people dead, 59 if you count the gunman Stephen Paddock. More than 500 concertgoers were injured. Elon alumna Kayla Agai lives just a few miles from the site of the Las Vegas mass shooting. I talked to Agai about being in the city in the hours just after it all went down.
It's scary, honestly. It's a scary feeling. It's a humbling feeling in a way because you know where you're at the moment and you know you were safe. But to know that 22,000 people were here in your city, from locals, out of towns, people, it's scary. It's scary to think that it could happen in a neighborhood. It could happen anywhere.
As Las Vegas is trying to recover, Agai says at a time like this, people need to be there for each other.
We're such a big city and we're all about the entertainment business. So for this to happen during an entertainment, and it's not like we can throw a concert to support this event because it happened at a concert. It happened at a music festival. So I think the next move is to stick next to the people that you know that you can move forward, but also reach out a hand if you need to, and just continue on progressing and getting better.
Agai's sister works as a police officer in Las Vegas and was one of the first responders to rush to the scene.
Moving back on campus, you may have heard of the ELN ratio, referring to the higher number of female students compared to male. But there are some places on campus where this ratio is a little more visible. One of these places is the School of Education, Mooney. It's the home of the Teaching Fellows program. Director Dr. Jeff Carpenter says out of the 82 fellows, only 8 are male. Freshman teaching fellow Olivia Haley says she thinks the reason for the lack of gender diversity goes back to historical stereotypes.
I think there's a stigma around it, that teachers originally were just a female's job, and the men would go work in factories in the 1900s, and since then it really hasn't changed too much.
One of the 8 male teaching fellows says he chooses to fight the stereotype and pursue his passion for changing children's lives.
I believe educating the next generation is the most important thing in the world. You want kids to go into the workforce as adults being fully prepared on what they need to do in life.
Carpenter says this demographic reflects national trends, as 80% of kindergarten through 12th grade teachers are female.
Alex, it's getting a little colder.
You know I love that. I'm from the north. To me, fall means overcast skies. It means 60-degree temperatures. I just want to wear flannels and jeans every day.
For me, it's my hands are always so cold, so I come back inside, it's still brisk, but it's lovely to see the leaves changing and all the pumpkins and all that.
Well, I think we're going to have a little bit of the best of both worlds, because as you know, it has been pretty cold in the mornings, and as we're about to find out, I think it's going to get pretty hot today.
Pretty warm, yeah. Our Sam is outside in Citroen Plaza. Sam, tell us what we can expect.
Thanks, Maya and Alex. It's a beautiful day outside. The sun's shining and it's going to be like this most of the day. So let's take a look at today's forecast. So it's 62 degrees outside right now, and we're looking at a high of 83 degrees this afternoon with a low of 56 later tonight. And some clouds are going to be showing up this afternoon, so just look out for that. And looking ahead into family weekend, let's see the Phoenix 5-day forecast. This Friday, we'll be having a high of 85 with a low of 58, and the sun will be out all day, so it'll be perfect weather for showing your family around campus. On Saturday, there's going to be more sunshine with a few clouds, a high of 83 and a low of 67. Make sure to enjoy that sunshine tomorrow and Saturday, because we won't be seeing the sun after that. Tropical storm Nate is quickly approaching, and we can expect it to hit us in North Carolina this Sunday. We're looking at a high of 81 and a low of 67 for this Sunday, and there's going to be slow rain in the morning, picking up in the afternoon, along with some thunder and lightning. Going into Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have highs of 81 and 87 with lows of 69 and 63. So it's going to be fairly warm, but you're going to want to break out your raincoat when walking to class, because there will be pretty steady rainfall throughout most of the day. And that's your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Live from Citroen Plaza, I'm Samantha Casamento. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks so much, Sam. With the weather getting a little cooler, you might want to get outside and enjoy the fall weather before it gets too cold. In this week's Things to Know, our Brian Ray shows us some of Elon's outside hidden gems.
With midterms approaching, you might need to sweat out your stress. And while Jordan Gym in the Corey Center is full of cardio and weight machines, sometimes it's too crowded or just too intimidating. Here are 3 alternate ways to get your sweat on and get outside of the gym.
I just picked up my tennis racket and my tennis balls over at Campus Rec, and now we're going to head on down to the courts.
Located on East Haggard, the Jimmy Powell Tennis Center features 12 newly renovated courts. As long as the Elon tennis teams aren't practicing, the courts are open to students. Just across the train tracks in South Campus, students can practice their golf swing at the campus driving range. Hardin Clubhouse also has equipment to rent for as little as $3 as long as you have your Phoenix card. The hours are 4 to 7 p.m. on weekdays and 2 to 7 p.m. on the weekend.
I got my club and my ball inside the clubhouse over there, and now I'm going to try my hand at a swing.
Beyond the driving range, there's a hidden trail.
If you're tired of waiting for an elliptical to open at the gym, this is a great place to go for a run.
Even if you don't feel like going for a run, this is still a peaceful place to relax or procrastinate studying for midterms. With your Things to Know, I'm Brian Ray, ELN Morning.
Ask some students if they recognize the big name coming to campus today.
And after the break, I have an app for you that will help you manage your money.
Now, saving money can be tough, especially in college, Maya.
I agree. You know, we kind of give out our money with food all the time.
We certainly do. And if you're constantly looking at an empty bank account or wallet, you are in luck. We have our Emily Harrison in the studio to tell you about a money management app you might need.
Thanks, Alex. I found the app Pennies, and it's all about managing money. Let me show you how it works. Using this app, you can make budgets for different categories like coffee, textbooks, and food, and then add or remove money from any of them. What makes this app interesting is it encourages categorizing your spending so you know exactly where your money is going. Want to cut down on coffee? Create a coffee category and get a monthly and daily budget with a visible reminder for what you can spend. Your entire history remains available on a scrolling list. And because Penny syncs across devices, devices, your spending information is also available on iPads and Apple Watches. The app is $3.99, but it's probably worth the investment in the long run. So if you find yourself spending all your hard-earned money on cookout runs and unnecessary purchases, you might want to think about downloading this app. With your App of the Week, I'm Emily Harrison. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Emily, and I am no stranger to the late night cookout runs, so that is definitely an app I'm going to need.
For sure. I think that budget thing will be super helpful.
It could
I'm going to download that. But if you're looking for something fun to do that won't break the bank, Turner Theater in Shar Center has been hosting free movies, but are people actually going? ELN Student Board plays movies every Thursday through Sunday during the academic year. Sub-Cinema chairperson Brittany Sadler says their first full year in operation has been successful and working with the theater has been a positive experience.
It's been a great cooperation with them. They're all great. They have a great staff who support us, and it's fantastic. And I think just having the theater has made our attendance grow exponentially.
Sadler says they've already had multiple showings with all 220 seats filled, and they hope to continue growing by including new events like trivia contests with prizes before the movies. For upcoming show times and more information, go to turnertheater.com.
And if movies aren't your thing, ELN is continuing its celebration of National Hispanic Heritage Month. Happening right now in Newman Lumen is a special event sponsored by El Centro and the Truett Center for Religious and Spiritual Life. The event today features speaker Sarah Sadi Martinez with music by Lucia Jervis, who anchored our online exclusive in Spanish this past Tuesday.
On Wednesday, celebrations continue with the Latin group Sweet Plantain performing in Whitley Auditorium on Wednesday, October 11th at 7:30 p.m.
Well, Hispanic Heritage Month ends on October 15th. The festivities don't wrap up until November 4th at 12:30 p.m. with a Hispanic tailgate on Bank of America Drive right before the home football game against Towson.
For more information on these events and more, you can head over to El Centro or go to their website, elon.edu/elcentro. And if you're feeling homesick, get excited for Family Weekend. Tomorrow, all families are invited to campus to see their students and participate in planned events. If you take your family for any registered events, including Saturday's home football game, pick up your tickets in front of Alumni Gym tomorrow between 3 and 7 p.m. or Saturday before noon.
And if your family isn't coming or you're looking for something else to do on campus, here are some things going on this week at ELN. Playwright Stephen Dietz is on campus, and from tonight through Wednesday, ELN's Department of Performing Arts will be performing Dietz's play titled American La Ronde in Robert's studio near Arts West. Admission is $13, and for a full list of times, you can check out ENET.
If you're more into music, head over to Whitley Auditorium at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow for the Music Department Faculty Concert. And on Saturday, you can head to Arts West around noon to see the Department of Performing Arts annual dance program. No ticket is required. Also happening today, ELN's annual fall convocation. This year's speaker is former British Prime Minister David Cameron. In a few hours, these seats in Alumni Gym will all probably be filled as tickets are sold out. If you don't know who David Cameron is, he became Britain's youngest prime minister at 43. You do have to have a ticket to attend, but if you weren't able to get one, like me, the program will be streamed live in the Student Center on the first floor of Mosley. Convocation will take place today at 3:30 p.m. in Alumni Gym. In preparation for Cameron's speech, our Alex Rote wanted to see if ELN students knew who this convocation speaker is.
I don't know.
No.
Okay. Do you know his name? Do you have any idea what his name is?
No, sorry.
James Cameron.
Prime Minister.
Do you know his name?
No.
I remember that our ELN 101 professor was talking about an ex-British Prime Minister. I forgot his name now.
David Cameron, and he's the former Prime Minister of the UK, and he was, from 2010 to 2016.
And coming up, how one local restaurant is combining food with breast cancer awareness.
And I will bring you the latest in sports after the break.
It is an exciting time to be a sports fan, and a lot of those sports are in the middle or the end of their season.
Yeah, we have our Ellie Whittington live in the studio to give us the latest update on what's happening with national sports. Ellie.
Thanks, Alex and Maya. Watching sports is a great way to procrastinate studying for those upcoming midterms. But if you choose to study instead, here's what you've missed. It might not be baseball season here at Elon, but it sure is for the pros. The New York Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks are celebrating this week after advancing on into the postseason. The season will officially end at the end of this month. Unfortunately, you'll have to wait a little to see our baseball team at Latham Park. Heading from the diamond to the field, Massachusetts is the second most represented state. So there's probably no shortage of Patriot fans here on campus. The Pats will play the Buccaneers tonight in Tampa Bay. If you're trying to watch the game, check out CBS channel on Elon's Philo. If you're a fan of the local team, you might be a fan of the Panthers starting quarterback Cam Newton. But you might feel differently about him after hearing the sexist comment he made at a press conference yesterday.
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. Like, it's funny. But
backlash immediately broke out on Twitter after the comment, but an apology is yet to be issued. Here at Elon, the Phoenix will take on William & Mary on Saturday to see if they can keep their home winning streak alive. And Elon basketball is less than 1 month away from their last season in Alumni Gym. Buy your season tickets online. That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Allie. Now, if you're looking for a way to stay in shape, you might know about Elon's free bike share program, Zagster, sponsored by the Student Government Association. The program launched last spring and is no longer free but $50 for an annual membership. The program provides rental bikes for students for 3 hours at a time, but had to start changing per the Zagster program, which is a nationwide bike sharing service. SGA Executive Secretary Rachel Hobbs says despite the price, they're still seeing riders.
People are more likely just to go ahead and do it, but I think people that are willing to pay are probably going to be more faithful with the program and actually use it. So I think obviously there's more people that are going to sign up when it's free, but we're still having people pay to use the program as well.
The Zagster bike racks are located in the Daniely Center and in front of Mosley.
From fit to food, Pandora's Pies in downtown Elon is raising money for breast cancer all month. The restaurant will be selling ribbon-shaped garlic knots for the 4th year in a row, and 10% of the proceeds will go to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Owner and Elon alum Peter Eustace says he has a personal connection to this cause.
Something that hit home close to me. My mother's a survivor 2 times over now, one time when I was in college.
You can find Pandora's Pies selling ribbon-shaped garlic knots through the end of the month.
And now it's time to kick off our October college cooking series with each recipe featuring pumpkins. This week we are going to show you how to prepare fresh pumpkin for our future recipes. But don't worry, we've baked up a simple fall favorite too.
Something that hit home close to me.
was awesome.
That
Super
was
cool.
awesome. So we've got all this stuff here. This is the pumpkin puree. It needs to be cooked a little longer to get this kind of consistency.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge pumpkin guy, but these seeds are catching my eye. So let's try some of these out right here.
We're gonna try these. So
these are these cinnamon sugar seeds,
cinnamon
right?
sugar seeds. Yeah,
Pretty
I think seeds are such a fall festive type of thing, and these are really simple to make, and you can. I had pumpkin curry earlier this week that my friend made, so I'm sure we could have used this cook pumpkin, but it's such a great way to celebrate the season.
This is the time of year to have pumpkin. Go to a Harvest pumpkin patch, go somewhere and get some pumpkins, and we will have a lot more pumpkin recipes coming on later this month in the rest of our October Fall College Cooking Series.
I'm super excited to see that. Coming up, we have Sabotage, excuse me, live in the studio performing his latest track. Sabotage live in the studio this morning, and he will be performing his new song. So welcome, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, thank you, I appreciate it.
So Sabotage, we gotta ask, how long you been doing this? How long you been rapping?
Oh man, I've been rapping since I was about 13. I've been doing this for a long time.
Cool, and what inspires you? Who are some of your inspirational
Some of my
models?
inspirations, Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, Nas. I'm really old school with it, so I'm trying to bring that back in the hip hop world.
That's
so you're playing a new song for us today. What's behind this one? What's this about?
Yeah, so this song is called John Doe, and really it's just about, this guy, man. He's in the struggle, and a lot of people don't really, get to peek into that view, of the struggle life. So I'm trying to paint a vivid picture for the ones that may not know.
All right, well, we can't wait to hear it. Sabotage, take it away.
Thank you.
Yeah, check 2 1 2. Check 2 1 2. Check 2 1 2. Y'all ride with it. Once upon a time, not long ago, there lived a John Doe whose name was John Doe. John Doe had no hopes, no fine clothes, no dough to survive, so we turned to the toast to try. John knew his life took a turn for the worse, snatching purses as long as he was. That's all he ever knew was a lone wolf, packed some heat with no crew. He was. That's all that mattered. Didn't have talent, a ball, or be a rapper, so once his only goal crept through liquor stores to fill his lonely soul. So didn't seem that hard till you pushed to the limits that strained the heart and soul. Didn't seem possible, but he would, because every day he claimed that he could. Come on. Come on. Now where was I? Yes, John Doe, who survived another 5 years in the ghetto. Flakes in his hair when teeth were straight yellow, so didn't seem that hard, except, matter of fact, tired of trying. It hurt from the sight of people carrying the hearse, looking knowing deep down a man's life was cursed. Looking to the sky, bells ringing from the church, and they counting down the time till his body's in the dirt. John Doe had no hope. I repeat, John Doe had no hope. So you see, came second to dying. Wasn't really suicidal, just tired of trying and barely. At least that's what he thought in his head. It was better than being dead. The walls closed in on John. His fate would have it. Death, he couldn't grasp it, but he could. Come on. Yeah. Let's go. What? Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking. Feel the city breaking and So John bought a Magnum. The concept of flight couldn't